Hi, I'm Jake, 32, and last month my life blew up when my family treated me like a damn holiday babysitter punch card for 5 years straight, and then ghosted me when I needed a couch for 7 days. So I gave them a lesson in boundaries they definitely didn't see coming. Every family has that one person who gets volunteered for everything without being asked. For us? That was me. No kids, no spouse, full-time job, and apparently no right to a peaceful Thanksgiving without someone shoving a crying toddler into my arms before I've even had a deviled egg. It started subtle. Jenna, my younger sister, handed me her baby. Just for a second, while she helped set the table. That second turned into 2 hours, one spit-up stained shirt, a chewed-up puzzle piece, and me missing out on every adult conversation, hot appetizer, and glass of wine like I didn't exist. And just like that, I became the default childcare solution at every family gathering. I didn't complain at first. I figured, okay, it's a one-time thing. But nope. Christmas? Here's a 3-pack of cousins to watch. Easter? Hunt the eggs and stop World War III over jelly beans. 4th of July? You're now the safety marshal and jungle gym while everyone else has mimosas and laughs. And the reason was always the same. You don't have kids, so it doesn't really affect you. Yeah? Try chasing down 2 kids in a sugar spiral while you're trying not to slip on mashed bananas and tell me it's not affecting something. It got to the point where I'd show up with a homemade casserole and leave with mystery stains and back pain. And I kept doing it. Every damn time. Because that's what family does, right? They help. Until the one time I needed help, just for 7 days, and suddenly nobody had space. Nobody had time. And nobody could be bothered. Daniel? Emily's sister is visiting from out of state. Super crowded right now. Derek? Vanessa's under a lot of stress. Another person would tip her over. Jenna? My kids need routine. A guest would throw them off. My parents? We're too old to have someone in the house. You're 29. Grow up and figure it out. I slept in my car for 3 nights in February. The kind of cold where your bones hurt in the morning. Then I found a sketchy week-to-week room with paper-thin walls, a drug dealer down the hall, and a roommate who thought 3 a.m. was the perfect time for house music. And not once, did anyone check in. But 3 weeks after I scraped my way back into a stable apartment, guess who showed up at my door with 3 kids and 0 notice? Daniel and Emily. Hey! We need a huge favor. Emily's mom broke her hip, we're headed to Albany. Just for the weekend. You're cool to watch the kids, right? Like I was a hotel concierge. Like the last 2 months hadn't even happened. That's when something in me snapped. And what I did next? Let's just say it changed everything, and it's still shaking the group chat to this day. I stood there in my hallway, holding the door open like a hotel bellhop, while Daniel's kids pawed at my shoe rack and Emily pointed at their duffel bags like she was checking them in at summer camp. You don't have plans, right? She said, like that was supposed to justify the ambush. I did have plans. To order a stupidly large pizza, play some video games, and fall asleep on the couch halfway through a terrible sci-fi movie. But even if I didn't, it wouldn't have mattered. Because this wasn't about availability. It was about entitlement. I looked at them, at the kids, already starting to argue over who got the window seat on the floor, and said the most scandalous, outrageous, unimaginable word you can say in my family. No. Emily blinked. No, to what? To all of it. No, I'm not watching the kids. No, I don't appreciate you showing up unannounced. And no, I don't owe you free childcare because I made the life choice of keeping my uterus vacant and my apartment clean. Daniel's face scrunched like someone had just told him. NFTs aren't real money. He took a step toward me. Are you seriously turning your back on your family right now? I laughed. You mean like all of you turned your back on me when I needed 1 week of help and ended up sleeping in a 2008 Corolla with a busted heater? The hallway went silent except for one of the kids asking, "What's a Corolla?" Emily looked mortified. You never told us you were living in your car. Because you never asked? I said, my voice getting sharper. Because when I called for help, all I got were excuses and guest rooms already full of imaginary relatives. And now I'm 3 weeks into a new lease, still trying to rebuild the money I lost, and here you are, treating my apartment like it's the backup option on your parenting plan. Emily opened her mouth, probably to say something about how I was making this about me. But Daniel beat her to it. This is an emergency. Oh, I said, grabbing the doorknob. So now emergencies matter. Emily tried the guilt route. The kids were really excited to see you. They'd been talking about it all day. Then maybe you should have told them I was actually invited instead of assuming I'd be available like a rental service with 0 cancellation fees. Daniel stepped in. You're being a real ass right now. You're 5 years late on noticing. I said. Now take your kids, your duffel bags, and your twisted sense of family obligation, and get out of my hallway. And then I closed the door. Gently. Like a civilized adult who was absolutely about to scream into a pillow. 10 minutes later, the group chat lit up like someone had tossed a grenade into a vineyard of passive aggression. My mom. Your brother told me what happened. I'm very disappointed in you. Jenna. Seriously? You couldn't watch them for one weekend? Derek. Not cool, sis. This was an emergency. I let them all text for an hour while I ate cold pepperoni slices straight out of the box like the powerful goblin queen I'd become. And then I sent one message. When I needed a couch, I got excuses. When you needed a babysitter, you just assumed. Make it make sense. That was the match that lit the whole thing up. And trust me, the bonfire was just getting started. The group chat exploded. Daniel tried to play diplomat. Okay, maybe we could have handled it better. But holding on to grudges doesn't help anyone. Right. Because what's a little homelessness between siblings? My mom chimed in with the emotional uppercut. Families forgive. We move forward. You're just hurting yourself with all this bitterness. I replied. You're absolutely right. Families should forgive. So, when should I expect your apology for telling me I needed to grow up and figure it out while I was sleeping in my car? Radio silence. For a full 30 minutes. Long enough for me to finish my garlic knots and cue up another episode of The Expanse. Then came the classic. You're making everything about money now? Yes. Yes, I am. So I sent the message that shifted the entire family axis. Let's make this easy. You want me to babysit? I'm open to that. But from now on, it's $25 per hour per child. 4-hour minimum. Family discount already included. Boom. The typing dots went insane. Jenna was first. You're going to charge to spend time with your own nieces and nephews? No, I replied. I'll charge to parent them while you disappear for hours to drink mimosas in the kitchen and call it family bonding. Daniel. That's $300 for one evening. Yup. 3 kids, 4 hours? A bargain, really? Most services charge more. I even accept Venmo. Derek tried the logic trap. If you keep this up, you're going to break the family dynamic. The family dynamic broke when you all decided my needs didn't count because I don't have kids. Cue the guilt trip combo platter from Mom. I raised you to be better than this. So I responded with my personal showstopper. You raised me to be helpful. I was. For 5 years I showed up. I helped. I sacrificed. You also raised me to have self-respect. And I finally listened to that part. And just like that, it went quiet. Group chat muted. Phones off. Peace restored. But they weren't done. Because the very next week, Derek had a daddy-daughter event at his kid's school and texted me. Can you come take pictures? I suck at cameras. I texted back. Sure, $200 flat. Editing included. He replied. You're joking. Me? Nope. You're asking me for labor. I'm charging for labor. See how that works? He didn't reply. Instead, 2 days later, a new group chat message popped up from Mom. You're turning into someone I don't even recognize. That's funny. Because I finally do recognize myself. For the first time in years, I'm living by my rules. Not out of spite. Out of sanity. And if they thought the babysitting invoice was dramatic? Wait till Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. The ultimate family battlefield. I almost didn't go. I debated it right up to the morning of, sitting in my car, parked outside my new apartment, holding a tray of roasted Brussels sprouts I didn't even like. But I figured, fine, let's see how deep this entitlement rabbit hole goes. I walked into my parents' house at exactly 2 p.m., casserole in one hand, boundaries in the other. The vibe was tight. Everyone was being overly polite in that weird fake nice way, like if you stacked one more passive-aggressive comment on the pile, it might collapse into a screaming match. Derek gave me a half-smile. Jenna didn't even make eye contact. Daniel offered me a drink like he wasn't the same guy who tried to hand me 3 kids last week like they were a sack of bowling pins. The kids, though, ran up like I was a celebrity. Aunt Thelma! Aunt Thelma! And for a moment, I felt that pang. I do love them, the kids, not their disaster parents. But love doesn't mean being a doormat. At 3:15, right before dinner, it happened. Jenna walked up and casually handed me her 2-year-old. Can you hold him while I help Mom finish up in the kitchen? I blinked. You want me to hold him? Or watch him? She blinked back. Just for a little. While we get dinner ready. I smiled, handed her child right back like he was a hot potato, and said, Nope. The room went still. Like sitcom freeze frame still. What do you mean, nope? Jenna asked, already offended. I mean I'm not watching your kid. You want to hang out with him? Awesome. You want me to work for free while you sip white wine and gossip about Trader Joe's? That costs $25 an hour. 4-hour minimum. She stared like I had slapped her with a drumstick. You're doing this now? On Thanksgiving? Apparently you are. I shot back. Because once again, you just assumed I'd be your unpaid nanny. My dad stood up like a courtroom judge. All right. That's enough. We're not doing this today. Oh no, I said. We are doing this. Because every Thanksgiving, I get the kids, and you get the gravy. And when I asked for one favor this year, a couch to sleep on, I got told to grow up and figure it out. Daniel, from the sofa. It's one day. Stop being so uptight. I spun to him so fast I almost pulled a neck muscle. One day? You mean the 5 years of days where I wiped other people's kids' butts while missing every meal, every toast, every family photo because someone needed a break? And when I needed one, I got iced out harder than a snowman's nipples. Emily tried whispering something to Daniel like I wouldn't hear. She's being overdramatic. I snapped. I slept in my car in February while you were sipping hot cocoa in your guest room. Don't talk to me about dramatic. My dad's voice boomed across the room. We are not ruining this holiday over this nonsense. Cool, I said, grabbing my jacket. Then I'll stop ruining it by leaving. I walked out with the most graceful rage stride of my life. Behind me, chaos erupted, kids crying, siblings yelling, my mom sobbing like I'd canceled Christmas. I got in my car, blasted Lizzo, and drove straight to my friend Kyle's Friendsgiving, where the only drama was someone forgetting the vegan gravy. I drank wine. I played charades. I laughed so hard I wheezed. And for the first time in years, I actually enjoyed Thanksgiving. No tantrums. No diapers. No fake smiles while someone disappeared for hours and left me holding the toddler bag. Just peace. Joy. And mashed potatoes that were still hot. The morning after Thanksgiving, I woke up to a phone vibrating so hard it nearly fell off my nightstand. 47 text messages. 13 missed calls. A new group chat. Family emergency. Spoiler, nobody died. They just realized I meant it. First up, my mom. Long message, 0 punctuation, maximum guilt. I can't believe you walked out. You hurt everyone's feelings. Your nieces and nephews were crying. Jenna was devastated. Daniel said you embarrassed him in front of Emily's mom when you raised your voice. I don't know who you are anymore. Jenna. Congratulations. You made Thanksgiving about you. Again. Daniel. Emily's mom thought you were mentally unstable. I had to explain that you've always been like this. Like this? Like this, meaning, refusing to be treated like a doormat with a uterus? Okay, cool. I let them stew for a few hours. Then I sent one message. Short. Clinical. No emotion. Just reminding everyone, if you want me to babysit in the future, it's $25/hour/child, 4-hour minimum. Venmo required in advance. Otherwise, I'm not available. The group chat imploded. Mom! I can't believe you're putting a price tag on family. Me. You put a price tag on me the second I became the free labor option for every holiday, weekend, and emergency. Derek, whose daughter I used to watch every Saturday for 3 months while his wife did yoga and decompressed. This is why nobody in the family trusts you anymore. Me. Nobody in the family helped me when I was homeless. That trust thing? Definitely mutual. I muted the chat again. Then, a week later, Daniel texted just me. Emily's mom is visiting again. We want to take her out to dinner. Can you please watch the kids for just a few hours? I sent back. 3 kids. 4 hours. That's $300. Venmo only. No refunds for meltdowns or diaper blowouts. Daniel. You're actually serious? Me. You were serious when you let me sleep in my car. See how that works? He didn't respond. That night, I microwaved lasagna and watched a documentary about otters. Alone. In peace. Without someone wiping peanut butter hands on my jeans or asking me to referee a Lego-based territorial war. And the best part? Nobody dumped a single child in my lap. The tension now at family gatherings? Delicious. It's like every conversation starts with, "Hey, how are we? We're not asking you to babysit, just saying hi." Which is exactly how I like it. I don't hate my family. But I no longer allow them to confuse helpfulness with servitude. I set the boundary. And for the first time ever, they're listening. 3 months later, and I'm still public enemy number 1 in the family calendar, but guess what? I have never slept better. My weekends? Peaceful. My couch? Not covered in goldfish crackers. My sanity? Intact. The family dynamic? Shaky, awkward, weirdly polite, and absolutely beautiful. The best part? Everyone still invites me to family events. But now they treat me like I'm a visiting dignitary. I walk in and they're all like, "Hey, Thelma!" No pressure, just so glad you're here. No babysitting, promise. Just hang out. Imagine being respected. I highly recommend it. Last month, my mom tried one last Hail Mary. She invited me to a family dinner for my birthday. I saw right through it. "Oh, we'll have cake, play games, the kids would love to see you." You know what that meant. Show up, get swarmed by children like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic, then get stuck feeding everyone while they post "Happy Birthday, sis." Selfies from the wine table. I declined. Politely. "Thanks, but I have plans." Mom. "What kind of plans?" Me. "The kind that involve people who don't treat me like a free au pair." She didn't respond. Shocking. But then, 2 weeks ago, the final test came in hot. Daniel texted. Again. "Hey. Emily's mom is coming into town again. We want to take her to dinner. Just for a few hours. We can pay, but like, a family rate, right?" Ah, yes. The mythical family rate. The one that somehow always equals free. I responded. 3 kids, 4 hours? That's $300. Venmo. Up front. Daniel. That's crazy. It's dinner, not a full-time gig. Me. It's 3 children, not a Netflix subscription. He got snippy. You're seriously making us pay to leave our kids with family? So I said it again. One more time, for the people in the cheap seats. When I needed help, none of you showed up. I'm not being cruel. I'm setting a boundary. You want childcare? Pay for childcare. You want family time? Invite me to be part of it. Not be in charge of it. Still no Venmo payment. But you know what? That Friday night, I lit a candle, poured myself a glass of wine, and made a gourmet grilled cheese with actual brie. I watched trash TV. I paused it when I wanted. I took a hot bath. I didn't hear one toddler tantrum or step on one Lego. And that $300? Still sitting safely in their account. But the peace? That's mine. I don't hate them. I'm not punishing them. I just finally did what I should have done 5 years ago. I stopped setting myself on fire to keep people warm. Now, I come to family events as Thelma the ant, Not Thelma the unpaid babysitter. I come with a smile, a gift, and my own schedule. I leave on time. And when someone says, "Hey, can you just?" I raise a brow and say, "Sure. Let me Venmo you the invoice." And you know what? Nobody's asked twice.